this video is for how this strategy works. Please pay attention and pay very good attention to every details, because that's how you'll be able to use it. First and foremost, your Ashimoku, the Ashimoku in the main chart, this blue line, and your Ashimoku in indicator with the one should be the same parameter, the same setting, all two of them. Like this Ashimoku now and this Ashimoku, they should be the same. Like this, everything should be the same. The both Ashimoku should have the same setting, right? So this strategy now, this is how it works. When the Achimoku in the indicator with the one is around level between 80-90, this level 18, this high level here showing indicating overbought level between level 80-90, and then you now have a breakout in the Ashimoku on the main chart, like this candle. Now this is a breakout. This candle is a breakout candle. You understand? That's a breakout candle here. You now have this breakout. First, this one broke it, and then this one closed below the candle, below the Ashimoku line already. While it is already in your indicator window one, the Ashimoku is already at overbought in the indicator window one. So now, if you now have a breakout in your main chart, a candle that breaks it out, breaks the Ashimoku line, and then breaks and close completely below the Ashimoku line, breaks out and closes completely below the Ashimoku line, that's an entry point. But you should always wait for the Achimoku to make a down curving like this. You see, like this down curving, this down as if it's curving towards downward. If you're looking for a sell position, and the Achimoku has to curve and start facing downward before you can now enter your trade. When you see a breakout, sometimes in most cases this breakout here comes with a curve, the Ashimoku curving the Ashimoku line. Maybe because of this, because this stochastic is almost in a oversold level. That's why the Ashimoku did not curve. But here now, because this breakout is supposed to remember, it's supposed to enter in this candle because it's a breakout. Because this Ashimoku here is already in overbought level, and there's a breakout here. This is an entry signal. This candle is an entry signal, bearish entry signal, sell setup. But you wait for to have a curve, a bend. The Ashimoku need to bend towards the direction you want to enter your trade. If it is a buy position, it has to curve and it has to bend towards upward. If there's a sell position you want to enter, it has to bend downward towards sell. Downward towards bearish direction. So now you now have a candle. When you see it like that, when the Ashimoku has not curved, you wait for it to curve, and it has to curve on a bearish candle if you're looking for a down entry candle, a down entry position, a bearish entry position. You see now this first, this one open and close. This one now curved it a little bit, but this candle is the one that now curved it. This is your entry, because you see this Ashimoku has curved here downward. This is where you enter. It has curved. You see there's a curve here, curve downward. It curves here as well. It bends downward. This is your entry. You enter. You watch it. This one, it did not curve here. Immediately this candle opened, notice that the Ashimoku has curved downward. This is your entry. You're supposed to enter your trade here. From this level, this way you're supposed to enter this trade now. And when you enter this trade now, this is where you place your stop loss according to the fractals, where the last arrow was. where the last arrow, you see the last arrow is here. This is the last arrow of the fractals. This way you now place your stop loss above, a little bit above the arrow. This way you place your stop loss. Remember, you entered in this long bearish candle on top. You place your stop loss above the previous the high of the previous candle, on top of the wick, the high of the previous candle. That's where you place your stop loss, or the high of the previous fractal, where the fractal, this angle pointing on top of the candlesticks, the way it last pointed, that's where you placed above it. That's where you placed your stop loss for a sell position, and then hold your trade. When another thing, when it and what allow you to move, when you're supposed to take your profit is when, one, we have two criteria of taking profit or and holding. One is when the stochastic gets to oversold level, which is the level 2010 oversold level. That's a good place to take profit. That is when it gets to this place. You see, when at this candle now, you see the what do you call it, the stochastic is at overbought at this candle, of oversold at this candle. This way you're supposed to take your profit. This way you're supposed to take profit. Then secondly, when you notice that we have this MACD, this line you're seeing, this velvet color line, is it green color line, candles pointing upward and pointing downward, that's the MACD. Whenever you notice that the MACD is transcending or has transcended from pointing upward to pointing downward, that means that particular market is changing. The trend is changing. Like here now, the trend is changing from up to downtrend. When the MACD is pointing up, it indicates uptrend. When it's pointing down, it indicates downtrend. So when it's changed from uptrend to downtrend, yeah, here was the area of transition. So when you notice that means you should, that means telling you that this market will continue going downward. Maybe you can choose to hold your trade a little bit more longer, or you can choose to close the trade. When you notice that transition here, from here where it was pointing upward here, then later start pointing downward here, that's where the trade you enter here, you should hold the trade. Hold it, but before holding it, make sure you take your stop loss that was above here, bring it below your entry point. If this was your entry point, take your stop loss below it, a little bit, like let's say 5 to 10 pips below your entry point. As unlocking some profit, make sure you move your stop loss from where it was above your entry point to below your entry point, locking in some profit. And by then, let's say when you're entering your trade, enter at least two open position, then, because at least two open position, when you have a reasonable profit, when the first candle closes in profit, take first profit, and then hold the other one and allow it to run, and then observe the market. And before you allow your market to run, make sure you've moved your stop loss from below, from here above the entry point to a little bit below the entry point. You understand? And then hold your market to run. Know that when you've taken the profits here, when your stochastic has gotten to oversold level, you now take your profits. Take one profit, because you open at least two positions. Take one profit, and then move your stop loss that was here, bring it below your entry point is here, bring it a little bit below your entry point, and then allow the market to do its thing. As if you want to hold the market to continue going down, you see the market continue going downward like that, because there was a transition here, so it continued going downward like that. So now when it got here, when the market got here, now you saw that this the Ishimoku is at the level, it got to oversold level 2010, and then there was a breakout. This is a breakout here. Remember what I told you last time? When there's a breakout, but the Ishimoku has not curved, has not bent towards the direction you want to enter the trade, towards the direction you want to trade. So you have to wait, be patient till you see is even the slightest bend curve of the Ishimoku towards the direction you want to place your trade to. If it is sell, you have to bend or curve downward, face downward. If it is buy, it has to bend upward or curve upward, which is bullish. So this is a candle, first breakout candle. This is the signal of a buy setup. This is a strong signal for a buy setup. They have to wait. Another one open now. At this candle now, this very candle, this is your entry candle, because if you notice, you see that the Ishimoku has curved upward here. It has curved upward here as well. So this is your entry candle. And then when you enter this candle here now, you bring your stop loss. Normally it would have been here. Here is the where you get the previous fractal, but it's too far. So you have to, in situations like that, in cases like that, you place your stop loss at below the signal candle, the first candle that gives you signal, the first breakout candle. You place your stop loss below it. The first breakout candle, that's the signal candle, you place your stop loss below it. When you place your stop loss below it here now, and then you allow the market to run at this point, this is where you enter your trade. And then at this point you might decide to take your profit, or to hold the market. Another thing I want you to take note of, which is very, very, very important, whenever you're placing a trade like this, as this trade is now, you see that the Ishimoku is at oversold and is bent upward. It is at oversold area. So now you have to take 1 hour time frame for a further confirmation of the positioning of the Ishimoku lines. You have to go to 1 hour time frame. 1 hour time frame. See this 1 hour time frame now. You see where the Ishimoku is in 1 hour time frame. So the Ishimoku positioning in the 30 minutes time frame should relatively slightly be the same with the Ishimoku positioning in your 1 hour time frame. There are two different time frames, but the Ishimoku positioning or this positioning should be the same, slightly, not exactly the same, but slightly the same. If you go in a case that they are way different or way apart, they are not the same at all, avoid the trade. Don't enter or place any trade. You should only place a trade where the Ishimoku in your 1 hour time frame and your 30 minutes time frame is slightly the same, saying the same thing. Understand? When you've observed those breakouts, the signal candle, and then the curving of the Ishimoku in 30 minutes time frame, before you now finally enter the trade in 30 minutes time frame, Open your 1 hour time frame and confirm that the Shimoku disposition is that the Shimoku is in 1 hour time frame is either at overbought level or at oversold level. A Shimoku should be either at overbought or at oversold, just like this. A Shimoku should be either in overbought here, like this. You see, it went down, or at oversold level, like this. You understand? Always take note of that. And this strategy, traded in 30 minutes time frame, it works better in 30 minutes time frame. It might work also well in 15 minutes time frame, in 5 minutes time frame, in 1 hour, 4 hours time frame, and so on and so forth. But I think you should trade it more in 30 minutes time frame. It works better. Because in 30 minutes and 1 hour time frame, there are less noise and less false signal or setup. But this strategy doesn't really give false setups or signal, but at least the noise will be lesser than, well, the noise will be less. So please be guided on it so that we don't make mistake. Like now, you see, this is a Euro USD. The Shimoku here is at oversold level, and then there is no strong breakout here yet, so we cannot enter any trade now until when you see a strong bullish breakout candle here in this main chart, when the Shimoku is at oversold area in the indicator window 1, and then there's a strong breakout, bullish candle breakout in this main chart. That is one criteria. And the second criteria is that when this Shimoku now curves and start facing upward a little bit, the slightest bend upward, that's when you enter your trade. And before you enter, remember, you confirm with 1 hour time frame. You confirm it with 1 hour time frame. Now in 1 hour time frame, now I see that the Shimoku is at oversold area. It is at level 2010, which means that it is at oversold area. So that is what you should take note of keenly. Take note of it, practice it in your demo for 2 weeks, and then check out your level of losses and profits. If your profit is more, then you can go live. If your profit is lesser than your losses, then you have to practice more, and more so ask me questions. If you get a strategy and it's not working, ask me questions, as in send me DM, get back to me, tell me that you don't understand this thing, and let me know your challenges so that I can also help you out. You paid for this thing, you paid for it, so you have every right to ask questions to get more clarification in it. I'm making profit with it, people are making profit with it. So if you're not making profit with it, maybe it's clear it is because maybe you don't fully understand it yet. So let me know so that I can know how and where to help you out. All right. So that is that for that. It happens everywhere. It happens here the same thing. Profit, transition, continue going downward. It just everywhere. It works so well. The strategy works so well. So thank you for your time. I really appreciate. Thank you. God bless you all. Still your man, Mr. August Demeka, Abba Forex.